Hey everybody, and welcome to our first episode in our little tip mini-series for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. I'm Tony Arduini, Director of Armstrong County's Information Technology Department. Today we're going to cover a few tips to help keep you a little bit safer using your computer, smartphone, tablet, any device really. Before we get started, I really want to say, everybody gets excited about technology. You get a new computer, you get a new phone, you get a new tablet. Let's hurry up, take it out of the box, set it up, and roll with it. We get it going. Hey, we're good, right? It works. We don't have to worry about anything else on it. Not right. One of the things that's nice about being a corporate or a business user is if you have an IT department, this technology gets funneled through the IT department, and a lot of the legwork as far as security software and Windows updates and things like that are already done for you. Whereas if you're a home user, you sort of have to worry about this a little bit more on your own. Not saying that if you're a corporate, government, or business user that you don't have to worry about it, but a lot of it may already be done for you. One of the big things to know is there's no one right or wrong way to do security. There's no one magical box that you're going to buy. There's no magical software. It's going to keep you safe. Truth of the matter is, security really comes in layers. Here in this video today, I'm going to talk about a couple of the layers that can help keep you safe. I'll talk about a couple free tools you can maybe use to download, a couple free antivirus softwares and whatnot to make you a little bit safer. One of the first things that I'm sure everybody's heard of the term firewall. Firewalls are very common in business practice and are becoming more common for home users. There's many different types of firewalls. You can see them off the shelf at any store. You can buy them online. You can buy hardware firewalls. You can get software firewalls. They all pretty much do the same thing, just sort of in a business line. Make sure you find one that does a traffic inspection. It basically looks at the traffic that's coming into your network and determines whether it's good or bad traffic and filters out from there. Software, again, firewalls are there to help protect you. They're not going to keep you 100% safe. They're not foolproof. Another big thing, and this is huge with any device, whether it be a computer, a tablet, a smartphone, whatever it happens to be, keep your systems up to date. Install those security patches. I know they come out all the time. I know it's a pain, but it really keeps you safe. Hackers take advantage of systems that aren't patched. They're going out looking for vulnerabilities in the software that have already been exposed, and they're taking advantage of that. Just some things to know as far as Windows updates and updates. Windows XP and Windows Server 2003 are no longer being supported by Microsoft, which means they're not getting patched. They're open to the vulnerabilities, and there's no new patches coming out to fix those. So be on the watch for those. A huge layer of security that every device should have is antivirus software. Most business and corporate users most likely have a managed antivirus pushed out by their IT department. Armstrong County uses a centrally managed antivirus software that we run daily updates and daily scans during the off hours. This is definitely something you want, and as a home user, there are a ton of free antivirus programs out there that you can use. I'll display a link at the end on the video to give you some resources on where to find some of these. One thing to watch out for is something that's been deemed as PUP, or potentially unwanted programs. These are things like toolbars and Google add-ons and things like that that are commonly pre-packaged with other software downloads. Most of the case, you don't even know you're getting them. They can often be infected with malware. This applies to Apple users too. Just so you know, Apple has been breached within the last few weeks even. There is no computer or device out there that is the ironclad way of computing. In addition to virus programs, you want to check out a couple programs that will help you do some routine maintenance on your machine. One that I would recommend is called Malwarebytes. There is a free version of it. There's also a premium version of it at a little cost. There's another application out there called CCleaner. A combination of antivirus, Malwarebytes, and CCleaner will really keep your machine running well. Again, it's not foolproof, but it's another layer. Now, I get a question all the time is, hey, I have a virus. I have virus protection. How did I get this virus? And I go back to what I just told everybody is security comes in layers. There's no one magical program that's going to stop everything and help you. Another huge layer of security is passwords. Just going over a quick one. I'm sure you guys have heard these before, but this one here is huge. Change the default passwords on devices. If you get a new Wi-Fi router out of the box, let's log in, admin, password, and you're in. Hackers know this. Your neighbor probably knows this. It's a very simple way to get into a network and change things without you knowing it. Definitely change the default passwords on routers. If you get a printer with a web interface, change the password. Copiers, phones, anything with default passwords, you want to make sure to change those. A big one, do not use the same password for every single account you have. A common question with this one is, how do you remember the password to everything? A quick answer to that is make the password relevant to what you're doing. For example, let's say that you're out signing up for an account to shop at Amazon. Make the password something along the lines of about to shop at Amazon. Don't make it that simple. Sort of reference the password here up on the screen. Use characters, symbols, numbers, things like that, and to make it a little bit more complicated. But reference the store name and what you're doing there. That way it'll help you a little bit remember what that password may be. Disable the save password feature in your browser. And never give out your password to anybody, even your IT staff. Don't write your password down or keep password lists. Touched a little bit on what I find to be a secure password. I like to tell people more to try to get into the habit of using passphrases instead of passwords. Example, a big password is password 1. Everybody seems to use that as a very common password. Instead of using password 1, try something like the password that you see on the screen. It spells out, I need a strong password. But you can see there's no attacker that's going to run a dictionary attack or even a brute force attack on this password that's going to get it within any reasonable amount of time. While we're speaking of passwords and other sensitive information, be sure to be wary of the office selfie. Everybody does it. I cringe when I see them online on Twitter, on Facebook all the time. And here, I'll throw up a picture on the screen. Take a look at this picture here. Can you tell me what's wrong with this photo? If you look at it, you'll see attached to my monitor is actually a password that was wrote down for a company Facebook profile. You know, I believe it was over in Paris that this happened last year. Somebody took a photo in the cubicle, and it turns out a day later that their Facebook and Twitter accounts were breached because the person had a photo of their passwords attached to their monitor. You can see here in this picture where I'll point out, zoomed in, that you can see it here. I'll sort of point it out to you in a red arrow. Definitely be wary of these things. Another thing to check out is administrative accounts. Malware and viruses take advantage of the fact that you're most likely using an administrative account, especially if you're a home user. You open up that new computer straight out of the box, and here it is. We get it going and we're done. People take advantage of that, especially the hackers and crackers. They're going to assume you're using this account, and they can run wild on your machine with their software. If you create a default account instead of an admin account, you're going to reduce your risk tenfold. Another very important thing to remember, especially in a corporate environment, is watch who's using your computer. Here at the county, only county employees should be using a computer, unless it's a certified public computer from the IT department. At home, I know they get shared a lot. Just sort of watch what's going on, especially watch the kiddos, because a lot of times they'll go clicking on all sorts of games, not knowing any better. Another thing to really watch out for is cloud storage services, things such as Dropbox. These are all great services. They work wonderfully, especially if you're sharing files across multiple devices. But you do not want to put any personal data out there. You don't want to put any credit card numbers, social security numbers, birth dates, names, photos, anything like that you might not want getting sent out to the public, because this information truly is in the cloud. It's floating out there for anybody to find. So these are a few tips on how to keep yourself a little bit safer when using your computer. I was hoping you're able to get something out of it. And come check us out next week for our second episode in the little mini-series. Thank you for your time.